Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my Tireside chat. It's Monday, January 9th, 2023. Subhumans, Sean, you know, my favorite band. Or was my favorite band. The song is called Get to Work on Time. I don't think I'm going to be on time. I'm guessing I have to go back and look at the lyrics, but I haven't really thought about it in so long. But you know, Subhumans are all about nonconformity and challenging society's norms and the system. And you know, I've grown up to be part of the system, I guess. Yeah, get up, get to work on time, sucker. You're just a cog in the machine. The machine that we have deep psychological, theological problems with. Yep. Anyways, kind of wandered off into thought there. You know what? Man, I really gotta fix this thing, huh? I keep forgetting about it. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, was just thinking, you know, I usually start these videos and I don't have a... Turn the music down a bit. I usually start these videos and I don't usually have a topic in mind. It's a chat, but I find I usually just start rambling and kind of figure out what I'm going to talk about as I'm talking. I just let my mouth do the work, you know, and wander from subject to subject. It's not hard for me to do, if you haven't noticed. But, you know, the whole get to work on time thing, it's like, what are we doing here? It's another year, 2023. What do I hope to accomplish this year? You know, I look back on, oh cool, David Bowie. I look back on last year. I kind of went through and I made which I shared with a few people. I made a compilation of, where I went through like my actual iCloud photos from 2022. And just picked out a bunch of them from last year to share, and this was kind of like all the things we did last year. It's like, man, we actually did a lot of cool stuff last year. We went on vacations. We went to Disneyland with the kids. I went to Washington a couple of times. Like, I was traveling for work a couple of times. I was in Salt Lake City. I was in Houston. Ray got her driver's license last year, bought a car, all kinds of cool stuff happened. We had a lot of good times with family. It was a good year, you know? And it was good to be able to take a step back and really think about that and slow down for a moment and appreciate it. Everybody, seems like New Year's Day hits and everybody's so focused on the future and making goals, I guess, kind of resolutions, but it's usually, you know, dumb stuff like, well, I'm going to start going to the gym more. Like, alright, which doesn't usually even last anyways. But I mean, I want to like take a step back and think, okay, what do we really want out of life here? I don't know. And look at the past year and see how things went and ask yourself, am I satisfied with what I'm doing? What would I like to do differently? I've been thinking that way more and more step back and thinking, asking yourself, do I have a lot to be thankful for? Not just around Thanksgiving. I know it seems cliche, but absolutely. Things could be a lot worse, and I even look at some of my friends or people I know. Think, yeah, I mean, not that. I don't know. It's hard not to compare yourself to others, but yeah, not that anyone's better than anyone else. I don't like to say that at all. It's not about that, but in any case, all I want to say is that, got a good job, good wife, good kids. Yeah, there's always issues in life, but for the most part, we have a lot to be thankful for. But that doesn't mean that I don't always want to strive for something more. This thing's falling down again, even though you can't tell because it's so dark out. I don't know what good that's going to do. Yeah, am I satisfied with work, what I'm doing, or kind of always felt like, as a kid or whatever, I wanted to make, you always have grandiose ideas of making a difference in the world, blah, blah, blah. Doing something significant other than just being a cog in the machine. Then maybe we'd worry about that too much. Anyway, yeah, so 2023, what am I hoping for? What do we really value? I hope to be able to, I always hope to be able to travel and spend time with family. That's what's important. That's the one thing I was telling Danielle, that my job I have now, they treated me really well, I think. There's always complaints, but there's issues that I'm working through currently, but I told Danielle, my only problem really is right now is until I've been there for a full year, I have a total of 7 days of paid time off. I think it's actually like, is it 7 days? Yeah, I think there's like 4 vacation days and 3 sick days. This company actually makes a difference between the two. No, they differentiate between the two. Now, after a year, it goes from that to, I think, 12 days. So I got, a little over 2 weeks. We have like 2 weeks vacation plus 2 sick days or 3 sick days. Or 3. I think it's 2. But whatever. I mean, they're somewhat interchangeable, but that's one of my complaints. I think we're kind of at a spot where if things get to the point in the next couple of months where they're having to negotiate to make me happier or something, theoretically, I told Danielle, I was like, well, maybe I'll just, if they say, you know what, well, we'll give you a 10% pay increase, blah, blah, blah. I might just be like, you know what, actually, could you make an exception and just give me like 4 weeks of PTO every year? Or just allow me to work remotely a lot more? Like, so if I want to go to Washington for a couple of weeks, I would be happy with that. And, I could check in remotely. problem is, depending on who's here on my team, I might not be able to. That's going to be an issue. Oh man, these roads are wet. I better be careful. Yeah, it's really rainy. It's supposed to rain a lot today. I might have to come down 180 on my way home. And I may have to come home and come home early and pick Dina up from school. Danielle's home today. It's Monday. She's finally back to not working on Mondays again, her usual schedule. That guy just blew right through that stop sign. Yep. I guess there was no one there, so whatever. We all do that. What could go wrong? Yeah, anyways, Danielle's back to not working on Mondays, which she's super happy about. And I'm super happy that she's super happy. We weren't even sure if she was still going to be at this job. She's kind of, well, we're waiting to find out what happens with her getting a raise or what they're going to do to try to keep her. More to come on that. I was supposed to get a raise. I was told. I haven't seen anything official on it yet. I got to follow up on that today. Yeah. Well, what else do we want to talk about? Well, to my future self, from 1 year from now, I hope it's been a good year. I'm talking to you through my time machine here, this video machine, from the past. Yeah, what else can we talk about? I was going to talk some about, we went back and we started watching Parks and Recreation again. I don't know that any of you who are watching this have ever really gotten into that show, but that's probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah, it's like a comedy. The first season, I mean, you know, it's similar to The Office. There's just like long, ongoing debate between which is better, The Office or Parks and Rec. And there's people that prefer The Office. There's people that like both. And there's people like me that I could not get into The Office. I'm sorry. I don't know what we tried. I think Ray and I took like a whole Saturday afternoon and watched like 6 or 8 episodes of The Office. And yeah, I thought it was like, yeah, it was okay, but it was like all the secondhand embarrassment stuff that I don't like. I don't know, just like none of the characters are actually likable. And I guess that's the point, and it's appealing to some people. It's supposed to be funny, and that's how Parks and Rec started. To where, like Wesley Knope, she's like kind of endearing, but you kind of don't like her because she just acts like an ass, and like so do most of the characters. And then I think after the first season, they kind of started changing the formula a little bit. And then gradually, by the time you get to like the 3rd and 4th season, it was like there was still some of that where the characters had like inherent personality flaws. Where, you know, Leslie Knope, the main character, is like, she's like a steamroller and she just like does whatever it takes to get what she wants. But through like her relationships with her friends and everything, like they start to grow as all the characters. They start to grow as people. And you start to really like them a lot more as people, and then like by the end of the show, after season 7, you really come to care about these characters. Which I don't know, for like any storyline, I have to like the characters. It's not the case with The Office for me, but. And the other interesting thing with Parks and Rec that I noticed, I was telling Danielle, was that there you've got, there's like 7 main characters apart from Leslie, and like each of them, and I always said like, oh, man, Ben Wyatt, who's like Leslie's love interest in the show, Ben Wyatt is exactly like I'm so much like Ben Wyatt. Like, the only difference is, like, he's super into Game of Thrones, and I never got into Game of Thrones. But, yeah, like, all the times he'll be, like, he loves calzones, which I love calzones. Maybe not as much as he does, but, I mean, which they make a point to, it's kind of funny. But, yeah, he's super into Star Trek and, like, Blade Runner. And, like, there's, like, so many quotes of his where it's like, hey, Ben, what are you doing after work? He's like, oh, well, I was going to go home and get a calzone and rewatch Blade Runner for the 90th time. Like, my God, that sounds like me. I've totally done that. Or he's, like, debating with people, like, who was a better Captain, Kirk or Picard? It's like, yeah, in a fist fight, Kirk would win, but who do you want commanding your Galaxy-class starship? Jean-Luc Picard. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's me. Like, but what they did with this show is, for all the characters, which is interesting, is that, like, there's like 7 of them, and they're all kind of, it's like you took one personality trait and then pumped it up to 11. Where, yeah, Ben Wyatt is like the nerdy accountant guy, and that's his character, and that's like, and then there's Ron Swanson, who's the libertarian outdoorsman, and turned up to 11 and like loves whiskey and steak, and then there's Tom Haverford, who's the the bougie. He's into like style and like good looking suits and clubbing and being the VIP, blah blah blah, like that. Anyways, but that was you can see that's like kind of the formula they ran with, and then the interaction between all those different personality types and how that plays out. But it worked. Anyways, again, see, I didn't expect to be sitting here talking about TV shows for 6 minutes. I'm probably boring some of you to death, but that's okay. You can stop this at any time. I'm mainly just talking to myself. Got my bubblies. Of course, there's got a case of them that I'm taking to work with me. I've been having trouble finding the pineapple ones lately. I still think I need to do, I went and looked online to see if I could just order, like, a ton of them. But they're so much more expensive, like, if you can even find them online. Like, you can order them from Walmart and go pick them up to other stores. But, normally, it's like $4 for, $3 or $4 for an 8-pack. So, it winds up being like, it's like 40 cents a can. And I think I was looking, last I looked online, like I found, you could order them, but it was going to be like $8 for an 8-pack, like $1 a can. I'm like, oh. I guess I gotta, I just need to become a distributor. Yeah, I'm just getting cases of them, but for myself. Maybe for myself, and then my brother-in-law, who also drinks a ton of them. Yeah, no more of this onesie-twosie stuff. Well, do I have anything else interesting to talk about today? I guess not. Just another Monday. It's the first 5-day work week in 3 or 4 weeks. So the kids are going back to school today. We had to go to bed at a regular hour last night, or try to, which mostly worked out. Kaya Ray is, let's see, so she's subjects. So if you're there, you need some help, I'll be happy to help you. I'd be interested to kind of see. Actually, honestly, I never took economics. Not in high school, not in college. I never took economics. But I'm into it. I listen to a radio program pretty regularly about economics, and I like to read up on it a lot. Maybe I should take an economics class sometime. That's what I would like to do, I think. I would like to, you know, people talk about winning the lottery and then buying an island and moving somewhere or something. I would like to just be able to be independently wealthy enough to go back to college. I would like to just go back to college full time. I think I'd really enjoy that. I still need to, you know, I only ever got an associate's degree, technically 2 associate's degrees, but it was from Heald, and, you know, the one at least was definitely a legitimate associate's degree, but the second one, somehow they gave you an associate's degree for just taking Microsoft certification classes. I guess that was on top of, I don't even remember how that worked. How did you get another, you know, I guess because you already had your general ed out of the way. Anyhow, so I would like to, yeah, it'd be good to go back and get my bachelor's. In what? I don't know. Maybe I could do a double major. That would be pretty cool. But it's hard for me to do that with a full-time job, and I wouldn't really want to with a full-time job. I know there's people that do that. The guy, Jeremy, at my last job, he was working full-time for me and then working on finishing up his bachelor's. I think it was the University of Phoenix online. You know, taking classes online. Like, yeah, I don't like the feel of, I don't know if I like the feel of online classes. I like to go to class. That's just, maybe I'm just old. That's the experience that I'm used to. I don't like things that are different. But, big puddles. Anyways, yeah, that's my dream someday is to not work and just go to school again. Okay. Among other things. Let's go! All right. Bye, everybody.